Take a look around you. What do you see? A room, a door, a wall, floor, ceiling? This building around you hasn't always been there. It had to be built. It had to, at one point, be designed. Who designed it? Most likely a civil engineer and an architect. Hi, my name is Daisy Wagner, and for my senior research project, I assisted Mr. Hugh Granger, a civil engineer, with the upgrading of a metal warehouse. Most of the work my mentor had me do was reading and creating designs in AutoCAD. I was almost entirely new to this, so my mentor made sure to go over the designs with me and taught me how to read them and what the important information was. He showed me the difference between plans made by an engineer and plans made by an architect, and overall taught me a lot about the important bits behind designing a building. My part of the internship was mostly expanding my knowledge in AutoCAD, which was done by practicing designs and studying. But some of the knowledge I gained through this studying went into my research paper, since in the process of finding tutorials and advice for using AutoCAD, I learned a lot about its history and about other software modeling systems. My mentor had me recreate several designs that were already made to see how they were created and what the process behind designing them was. I put a lot of time and effort into practicing and learning some of the many shortcuts. There is a pretty steep learning curve when learning AutoCAD, but I did my best to persevere. My mentor taught me some of the more personal design choices, such as ways to fill out designs like hatching, which is creating a repetitive visual pattern over a space to indicate something like a certain material or a gap, or the types of arrows used to point out important details. Since the entire internship was over Zoom, we faced quite a lot of technological challenges. However, this taught me a lot about how to solve time management problems in a professional scene. I gained experience with writing professional emails, and I learned how to coordinate my schedule with others. While the building upgrade hasn't been built yet, I did get to see the process behind its designing. My mentor sent me plans as soon as he received them, and then we went over them for the first time together so that he could point out things that needed to be fixing or things that were required by code to be there. He even sent me different types of building codes so I could better understand why the designs were made that way. I got to watch the warehouse being designed from the bottom up, starting with the foundations. Every little detail matters when it comes to these designs. They had to know which way the wind typically comes from and how fast, the topography of the ground below the building, and where the water would naturally run off. And that was just to get the base of the building planned. After that, they had to know how strong to make the support pillars. Since this is a warehouse, it's going to be housing several heavy-duty cranes and other various materials, so it has to be very strong. They had to calculate many different loads to find out what the heaviest and what the lightest possible weights were. So then they could choose materials and plan pillars in the areas that would bear the most stress. There is a lot more to designing buildings than I previously thought. Overall, this internship has taught me a lot about what I want to do in the future. While I will most likely not be pursuing a career in civil engineering or architecture, I have learned what I like and dislike in a job. I enjoy working with others and learning new things. I also have my newfound skills in AutoCAD to potentially use. That's in my resume now, which you can see in the Extras tab on my portfolio. This skill in AutoCAD can be utilized in many different careers, such as a design job or many other types of engineering jobs. This internship has given me a new appreciation for the hard work that civil engineers put into designing and creating the buildings that we use every day. Thank you for watching my presentation.